How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Just dandy.
Good, yeah.
I'm
I do,
Kaylee.
I do apologise. It's my wife's name. My name isn't Karen. It's my wife's name on the.
You're fine. I know the picture popped up. I was like, I don't think they're actually here yet.
No.
All right, so welcome to Books, Brews, and Besties. I'm Kaylee,
I'm Jenny.
and we have our brew. Do you? That's our embarrassing intro. Sorry.
That's fine.
And we have here with us Mike
Rymarz.
Mike Rymarz. And Mike lives in Birmingham in the UK and started writing short stories a few years ago. He's always been an avid reader. He used to love the Hardy Boys books as a kid and then the Willard Prince Adventure series with Hal and Roger Hunt. And their children were getting older and didn't want to spend much time with them. So they're now 19 and 18. And he found that he had more time to write. He's always had a bundle of different ideas floating around in his head, and in 2022, he was on a dog walk just after reading The Enchanted Wood by Enid Blyton. And he said he loves the idea of using trees to travel to different worlds, but as he's also fascinated by geography and the world, he came up with the idea of a young hero traveling magically through trees to countries all around the world. The idea blossomed and is now the World Wide Wood series. So, Mike, if you could just tell us about the series itself and just a little bit of background about the stories. I know you said that there's 3 published, and I believe in our just messages back and forth, there's 3 or 4 more that you've written and they're just not published yet.
Absolutely, yes. So the idea behind the World Wide Wood is that the 14-year-old hero, a boy called Noah, he lives in the city, but he's forced to move to the countryside, and he doesn't want to. He likes adventure, he likes fun, he likes constantly being busy, and so he's worried about moving to a boring little village in the English countryside. So there he meets a man called Mr. Atlas, who looks after a shop in the village, and also he's the keeper of the Globe of Life, which is this mystical globe which helps to protect the world's wildlife. But most of the pieces of the world of life have been scattered all over the world. So Noah will journey through trees. One tree will magically open, and then 30 seconds later, he appears in a different country, and only a piece of music. There's a, and he also takes a piece of the globe of life, which the closer he gets to his intended quest to complete his voyage, it lights up a little bit, so it starts to glow. So I don't know whether you played the hotter and colder game as children, but I know I did. And so it's that idea of he's getting warmer because this piece is glowing, and he gets given some money as well, and then he just learns about the country, learns about different. Well, he tries different food, obviously, being in those countries, and he has to try to find the piece and get home all within 7 days. So if he travels back within 7 days, then he arrives back at exactly the same time as when he left. So his parents won't know that he's left.
Ooh. And then if he missed, so do any of the books, does he miss the 7-day mark?
Not yet. Not yet.
But
So
possibly.
that may be something going forward. So obviously, because he travels to all different countries, there's potentially 150, 200 books in this series, which I would love to be my aim. Starts off with Noah's Adventure, which is the first one where he travels to Italy.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Brazil, in brilliant Brazil, and then down under when he goes to Australia. And then, as you rightly said, so those 3 have been published. And the next ones I've written are Wychley Does It, where he goes to Iceland, Mountie Up, where he goes to Canada, Fiesta, where he travels to Mexico, and Swiss Roll, where he goes to Switzerland. So the idea is that hopefully he'll have different adventures, different animals he might meet, and different challenges along the way.
I love that. I love the names that you come up for them too. They have.
I, I've got a bit of a reputation for being quite cheesy and being and liking wordplay and liking puns. So when I'm thinking about the books, that's one of the first things I try to do is think, oh, what could I possibly call it? So Swiss roll is one of
I like
That's my favorite. I was just about to say that one is just perfection.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll jump into our questions for you if you're ready. You want to go first?
Okay. So talking about the ones you've published, why Italy first?
give anything away, but I had the intended destination in mind,
Okay.
and I've also been to Italy, and I love Italy as a country, and I figured because the books are aimed for 7 to 12-year-olds, what child doesn't like pizza? I mean, most of them do. So I'm not giving anything away, but he might sample a bit of pizza when he's there. And I also thought that it wasn't too unusual, that it would be quite mainstream. So I came up with which song might give him a clue, and then also where he might travel to, and then it just kind of developed from there. I've got this again because I'm a bit of a geek. I've got a spreadsheet at home, and it's got the country, and it's got the different adventures, the different food, types of animals he could meet, etc. And I try to think, okay, what different adventures could he face in these countries? And Italy was the one that just, kind of blossomed first and grew first.
I love that.
It sounds like you do a lot of research.
I know.
Fascinated by the world. I think here in the UK, I live in the second city in the UK, in Birmingham, but the UK is quite small, and we're in the smallest continent in the world, well, Europe. And then you look at what else there is out there, and I would love to do more traveling. And so the research is one of the most fun bits of it for me. Just love learning about different countries and trying to think, okay, well, so what mishaps could he face, and what animals might he come up against, and where's this mountain, and where's this river, and just learning all about those. I've learned so much already.
I love it.
That kind of goes into a question I have actually, which is, what's it been like since the age range that you're aiming for? Most of these kids probably haven't heard of some places or have never had the opportunity to go. So what's it been like to see your readers read these books and kind of just dive into different areas that they've never, seen or heard of? Have you gotten a lot of positive feedback on that, or?
Yeah, I've had a lot of parents who have said they read the books with their children, and they might read one chapter a night, and then the children want to find out about these countries or these statues or these monuments or whatever it might be. And to hear that, it really does give me this really warm feeling, because yes, I'd love to be as famous as J.K. Rowling, but then everybody would be. But I also want children to read more, and I want them to learn about the world. And if I can help with that, then fantastic. So it does make me feel really proud when I hear that children starting to become a bit more inquisitive about different countries in the world, and that might be because of some of my books.
Yeah, I was not to be that this might sound creepy, but I was I was going through and reading all of the reviews and stuff on the books, and it just seemed like your books are one of those that just really has the ability to spark so much inspiration at such a pivotal age, that you could be setting the tone for kids to want to become a writer or become people who travel and learn about different areas. And I just thought that must feel really amazing to kind of see that happen with each review that comes up, even if you don't get to talk to them face to face, just seeing parents say how much kids are relating to it or how excited they are to keep reading. It must feel amazing to know that.
It is always so nice to have reviews come in and to see them pop up and to read them and think, great, I'm obviously giving some kind of happiness to these children who are reading it, and to the parents as well, because it may be keeping it quiet, which is always the bonus. So no, it's always great to hear reviews, and also before the first one came out, I gave the first draft to a couple of children. There was, if I remember rightly, there was an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 12-year-old that I gave the book to say, read these. And they came back with some really, really good feedback about maybe we need a bit more excitement here and a few changes there. And that really helped to say, well, first of all, I'm on the right track, but also I can change things slightly. And I've done a few school visits, and to listen to the children who have started reading them, or who've got some really good ideas about different adventures and different things that Noah, the hero, could do. Their imaginations are so wild and fertile. I love doing the school visits because you can learn so much from these children.
Yeah, no, that's got to be amazing. I love.
Mm.
So when you do a school visit, is it like you do a reading session with them, or do they all get books, or how does that work with your school visits?
So I normally give them notice, and so if children want to buy the books, or if parents want to buy the books for children, then they come in and I can sign them for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will speak to the whole school in assembly and just talk about the importance of checking your work, because with each of these books, they're about 15,000 words. So it takes me about 2 weeks to write them, but then it takes me 3 months to edit them.
Yeah.
I will write. The ideas come down, I'll write, and then I'll leave it for a week and I'll look at it and go, I've used the same word 15 times in this one paragraph. So I need to change it and edit it. But yeah, I will talk about the importance of really work and following your dreams and hopefully doing exactly what you want to do in life. And then other children, so normally around 9 and 10 years old, I'll do a kind of creative writing class with them and get them to think about adventures or interesting synonyms rather than just using the words or little. What other words could you use, and try to get them to associate them with various objects, really make them try and become more creative.
You're doing absolutely amazing things.
I'd love to do more. I'd love to do more. I mean, if I could write this for the rest of my life, that would be amazing. I can't yet, but I'd love to do that. You know, and I've got ideas for books for adults. I've got ideas for teen fiction. I'm because my wife also writes, and she's written a book called There All Along, which is about a woman who's looking for romance, but also trying to save a hospice, again in a small English town. And we're working on some books for 3 to 6 year olds as well. So there's lots of different ideas that we've got, and I would love to do this full time.
I was about to say, I know. Do you mind?
Go.
Sorry, you just keep leading into a bunch of questions that I had for you. But you had mentioned that this was just a hobby for you, but it sounds like you're doing so much for this just to be a hobby. Like, if there was ever a person I would want to take off, it's you, just after hearing you talk for like 5 minutes. But you kind of said that you edit your own work. So does that mean you do your own covers, your illustrations? Do you do everything?
No. So when I say I edit my own, I rely on my wife a huge amount, because she will read everything and tell me just how dreadful some of the paragraphs can be. So I use her to be a really good sounding board to read it, and then I'll go back and change things. And also I'll like I said, I'll write it very quickly, and I'll go back and I'll change this, I'll move that. As I said, we've got more time now because our children are 19 and 18, and one of them's at university, and the other one's at a sixth form college. So we've got a lot more time to be able to devote to writing.
Yeah.
And so no, I just like to try and use that time where I can do to write, and then when I'm not writing, try to read.
I'll let you finally ask a question.
So one of mine is, do you, or will you maybe, or have you ever thought of branching out with this series and like making like a map, like a scratch map, or like because I've got young kids, and I know one of them was he's globe obsessed, and he's like, Earth is where we live, and I'm trying to show him like where we're from and all this. And I think if I could get him to read a book with me, like one of your books, and be like, this is all about Italy, and look at like all the culture and all of it, and then he'd probably want to like scratch it off, like, and be like, I've learned about this country. I just think that I don't know, I would love that.
It's a great idea, and I've thought about having a website for it, and putting ideas on there for children to contribute, to post photos of themselves in the books in different parts of the world, or as you say, have some merchandise like a scratch off map, where once they've read something, then they can scratch it off. There's a huge amount I could potentially do. It's funding. And until it really takes off, then I need to try and keep myself in check, because
I know.
Yeah, like with the scratch off map, there's so many different ways this could move, and I just need to calm down a little bit.
I know. Well, my brain was
Yeah.
I was just like, this is so amazing. Like, I just
You
think
can find me a sponsor. That's fine, you know.
done. We'll
Yeah,
the
perfect.
Do it. I'm gonna write it down. Hold on.
Okay, please do.
It's hard. But yeah, and I did read, now don't take heed from us because we bought from Starbucks. So I think we're going to try and take a step, but I read that you said that you've kind of you're going to try and shop local, because you said it's quite difficult for unknowns to become known. And I just thought that was so cute. And I was like, we need to start finding more local, like local coffee shops and local this, rather than always going to Starbucks. There's no offense, Starbucks, but it's the local ones.
I think local cafes, local restaurants, there's so many chains now that seem to take over, and where possible. And my wife can get a bit annoyed when there's time. So I'm like, no, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I want to go to this one. But she supports it as well because, yes, there are times when it serves a function. Actually, if you can support local people, and I do empathise with them because lots of celebrities writing books and they've got the publicist juggernaut behind them. And so if there is some way that people can support independent authors or independent illustrators or whatever it might be, I think that would be great for everybody, really.
Yeah.
And you never know, you could unearth your next favourite coffee shop or your next favourite restaurant or something.
Yeah, I think that's what I've experienced the most since we started this, is we've just had like all these books come in that are these little like indie authors that we've not really heard of, and I'm actually going, I'm in love with this book, and without being able to reach out and talk to people and authors, we just never would know.
Because it's a lot of the mainstream ones that, they pay people to smash it out there and that's all you see, and it doesn't give room for anyone else to really be shown, which is a big reason why me and Jenny and I talked about doing this series of, talking to authors that might not be as known, that have amazing books that need to be put out there. So we appreciate you coming on here. And
I need to get reading. I'm hoping that my eldest son, he's just 4.5. So I'm hoping I can start being like, you want to read about different countries? Are we ready?
Because you're going to learn about them. So in our messages back and forth on Facebook, you had mentioned that you had a couple book fairs that you were doing.
Yes.
So I just wanted to ask, is that like your favorite way of getting your book out there, or what are the ways that you've learned to market your book the best? Is it in person that works?
It's still very new because the first one was only published in February this year. So I'm trying lots of different things. The book fairs I did were actually Christmas fairs, and just having a stall there. And one of them wasn't so good. The other one was really good. And it's great, and the parents and get them interested in this. But I think at the moment, school visits tend to be the best way of promoting the books, because if a school and they get the information out to the parents beforehand and they find the messages, and then you see lots of excited children walking in with your book in their hands, wanting to hear about it, and then wanting you to sign it with their name. It's wonderful. It really is.
It's such a great idea too. I would have never thought, I don't know why I would never have thought, but my first thought would not be schools. It would just be like, I don't know, Amazon or something, just
you can spend a lot of money on advertising, and I've not done anything yet. I may do in the future. I've not done anything yet because I wanted to see whether there would be organic growth and just trying to join groups and just put it out there. You never know. I didn't know if you'd apply, and you did, and here we are. So more of these would be fabulous.
Yeah. No, I think you're doing great. So I think you have had amazing ideas of ways of getting your in a unique way that not every author is doing. So I love that you're doing a lot of in-person marketing and really doing one-on-ones with your age range that you're trying to target and stuff. So I love it. I absolutely love it so much.
Nice to hear.
Okay. Oh, we talked about this one. Do you have a favorite book in your Worldwide Wood series? And if you do, why?
It's not been published yet, but Swiss Roll it turned into just because it started off in the Alps. So there's obviously a lot of adventure that he could encounter there as well. And I think a particular ideas I'd liked, and you can read them independently, but there's a few things in the series that go back to previous books. I tried to explain them each time. So if somebody picked up book number 5, they could read it without having read the first 4.
Yeah.
But there's a few things I put into Swiss Roll, which I smiled. And actually, I'll often start writing and I'll come downstairs and say, "You'll never guess what he's just done." And just something popped into my head that's totally different to what I planned. I
Yeah.
run with it, and it just put a smile on my face when I was writing. So I think that one really I got my creative side flowing.
I can't help but smile every time you even say the name of the book because it's so freaking
Do
cute.
you like Swiss roll? Do you have a favorite one? I like chocolate Swiss roll. That's mine.
Is there other Swiss rolls?
There's that strawberry, like a plain vanilla one with strawberry in the middle.
Yeah,
And
strawberry Swiss Roll is my favorite.
Yeah, I love custard. Strawberry Swiss roll custard. I love, yeah, chocolate though.
I've only ever known the chocolate ones. And okay, sidebar, we're going to talk about desserts now.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're eating a Swiss roll, how do you eat it? Because
like a mini Swiss roll, the ones covered in chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
those ones.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys,
We can
you,
make ones too.
I was gonna say, you guys probably have like real ones, but I
Big ones. Yeah.
I only know like the little Debbie fake ones, I guess. And I eat the hard chocolate off first, and then I unroll it and eat it. I don't just like.
And then you lick out the middle. I used to do that as a kid with the mini Swiss rolls, and you lick the front
Yeah.
in the middle. Cadbury's.
I'm just going to let you two talk. That's fine. No problem.
But Cadbury Swiss rolls are way better than Debbie's. I'll get you some.
Yeah. and I live in Birmingham, which is the home of Cadbury.
Yeah.
You're like, you're crazy.
Yeah. Did you do the Birmingham Christmas market? Or are you?
It's a massive.
It's huge.
It's brilliant. I visited it, but I didn't actually have anything there. No. These are more charities or schools, that kind of thing.
I love it.
Right. My last question before we go into the game
Yes.
is, what advice would you give to aspiring children's book authors?
Say that one of the hardest things was actually starting, because when it's just an idea in your head, you can dream about what it and then you start writing it and you think, actually, does this make sense? And there's so many worries about, oh, well, will people want to read it, or will it turn out to be what I want it to be? And it's almost easier sometimes to leave it as a concept rather than to start writing. I would just say start writing. Just start writing and then make sure you thoroughly edit, because it's very easy to get lost in it and think, I've written it, great. I'll say, no, actually, that doesn't work. This doesn't work. I spent 5 hours writing this, but I need to take it all out because it doesn't quite work. So I would just say start and then make sure you edit it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And then just enjoy it as well. I've loved writing. I really have, and I still do. So that'd be the advice.
I love that you have such a passion for your hobby that will take off into a full-blown career for sure. For sure. There's no way it's not going to, with how amazing these books are. I love them so much. All right, so for the Would You Rather game, like I said, it's all bookish topics. We'll go back and forth. There's like what, 10? There's only like 10. So we're not gonna inundate you with a bunch of them. Do you want to go first?
Okay.
It starts today.
Thank you. I was like, would you rather only read the first page or the last page of a book?
Oh, that's a great question. The first page.
Okay,
the first page, because then I could I can imagine what it's all going to become. And I could make my own ending. I would just love to come up with my own ending.
I asked Jenny this question and she said the exact same reasoning and everything. It's a UK thing.
It is a UK thing, must be.
Okay. Would you rather read a terrible story with good writing or a good story with terrible writing?
It's almost as if you looked into my soul and understood what's important to me, because I am very pedantic about grammar and spelling and punctuation. And I'm setting myself up before now because people will read these books and look through them and try and find the faults. Sometimes if a book's got really bad grammar, really bad writing, it's difficult to appreciate the story. So, but then you want to read a good story. So, that's a really tough one. I would probably go for the good story and bad writing, and just read it through gritted teeth and
power through this.
a lot of pain. Yeah, but I'd like to enjoy the good story.
You must hate conversing with me because I know my grammar sucks.
You did correct yourself and say Jenny and I. So that's fine. That's fine.
I know. This whole time you've probably been like, this lady.
Not at all.
Send a Facebook message with proper grammar. It's okay. I'm never gonna write a book.
Would you rather lose your book or drop it in the ocean?
If I drop it in the ocean, can I retrieve it?
Yes.
Yeah, drop it in the ocean. There must be ways of. I just put it in. I'd put it in a bag of rice and try and dry it out. Is that what you do? Maybe that's just electronics. I don't know, but I'm sure there's ways. I'm sure there's ways to dry it out. So,
Yeah.
it's lost is lost. But I'd want to be able to.
I could never. I can't do damaged books at all.
Really?
I can't. They have to be pristine, and if anything happens to them, I have to give them to someone else and get a new copy because I cannot deal with, like, if someone borrows my books, if they dog ear it, they can just have it.
I do borrow my. I'm told in no uncertain terms, do not crack the spine. I read them through a little window just to make sure that I don't damage them. Yeah.
That's how I read all my paperbacks. I can't do it. But Jenny, we were talking about these questions and she was like, but if I lose it, that means someone else would be able to, find it and enjoy a story. And I was like, you're so sweet.
Sharing them.
Like, my brain didn't go there. I just lost it. I'd rather have a lost book than a damaged one, but
yeah.
I kind of now want to test out like a really terrible book. Just drop it in some water and put it in rice and see.
It might work. Who knows?
It might.
We'll do a little experiment. All right. Would you rather only be able to read one book a year for the rest of your life, or only 101 year and you can never read again?
Oh, go all out in 1 year. It would have to be 101. I don't think I'm going to live for another 101 years. So I just read the 101 and then I try and find a different.
Yeah.
I like it.
Would you rather have the ending of a book spoiled for you or never know the ending?
Probably never know it. And then I just let my mind try and fill in the blanks again.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a hard one. I've had endings of books spoiled and it didn't it ruins it to a certain extent, but I feel like I would literally go crazy if I didn't know. I feel like I would lose it. I would just fixate on it and it would drive me crazy. I don't know. I don't know how you guys do it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I just try to work out. Then move on to the next book.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do it. Did you just go or did I just go?
I went over.
Oh, okay. Would you rather be stuck on an island without a book or be stuck in a room full of books you don't like?
I'd read them and try and find the pleasure in them. That would be much better than not being able to read at all.
Okay, I chose the island because I was like, I'll just take a month of peace and I just
Oh, actually, yes. Stuck for how long?
yeah,
It's not
right.
said. If you didn't say anything.
I'd go for like a month, like yeah, sure, I'm not, and then I
It's a
come
month. I
back.
could.
Yeah, if it
If
was
it was an
longer than a
island,
month, but
that was sunny as well,
yeah,
Oh, that's true. That's good.
and I could go swimming and stuff, then fine.
yeah.
You guys are so literal.
Okay, would you rather bring any of your favorite characters into our world or go into theirs and never be able to meet them?
Go into their world.
Same.
Into their world.
Yeah.
It's my love of traveling and photography. I just want to go places. So
Right. To go to everywhere, all the worlds.
I know yours. Geez, you'd visit everywhere.
well, yeah, good point.
You don't need to meet anyone. You could be like, I'm just traveling the world. All right. And then the last one is, would you rather never read a book again or never watch movies again?
Do you know what we do? We do love movies as a family, and we watch a lot of them together. But I'd always choose books over movies, always, just because watching movies is great, but that's 2 3 hours. So a book can be, 2 3 days, a week, whatever, and then you can create the surroundings, you can imagine everything out there. So no, I'd go for the book 100% of the time.
Yeah, that's what we both chose. That leads me to a question.
Yes.
When you read, do you just read it and enjoy the story, or does it play like a movie in your head?
Sometimes does. If I like, then I do kind of imagine who I think or what the characters might look like and where they are. And then if I do see the movie afterwards, it can shatter that illusion horribly.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes really difficult to accept. But yeah, most books I will try. Does this person have this color hair, or are they in a laboratory, or are they in the woods, or what does their house look like? And I'll probably take TV shows or movies that I've watched to help create that. But yeah, I will always try and imagine people look like and where they're going, and almost sometimes have it mapped out in my head without even thinking. So when they say they're going upstairs, I can picture them walking up a set of stairs
Yeah.
that might have nothing to do with what the author wanted.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Well, that was our game and our questions. And I just want to say thank you for even coming on here and talking with us and taking time out of your day to do this. We really appreciate it. I am in love with the series that you're doing, and I am super excited for you to continue on and blow up, because there's no way that you're not going to with how amazing these books are. And I'm going to be blasting them everywhere that we can on all of the social medias and stuff. So I just really love it. I think it's going to be a really impactful series for more ages than just the ones that you're targeting. I think it's going to be great for parents and kids. And I'm just really thankful that you reached out and even wanted to do this and
Thank you
made us aware.
I've really enjoyed it. No, thank you ever so much for having me on. And yeah, if there are people out there who have got children of that age and who do like adventure stories, they're only available on Amazon at the moment, but hopefully that will change going forward. And as I said, 30, 40, 50, 100 books, in the series. I've loved this chat, I really have, and it's made me think long and hard about my choices, and a lot of them do fall in the book category rather than anything else, which I don't know if I should be worried about that. Maybe I need another hobby as well. Maybe I need something different to amuse myself. But no, it's been really, really nice, and thank you so much for the kind words as well. And hopefully your listeners will buy the first one, have a look at it, and if they enjoy it, it'd be great for them to be able to tell me what they think of it.
Yeah, they better buy it. Everyone listening, buy his book now. Hop off, buy it. So they better.
Yeah.
No matter what, we're super proud of everything that you've accomplished so far, and we hope big things for you in your career.
Thank you ever so much.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
Have a great Christmas, well. Thanks. Bye.